Good afternoon, folks. Earlier than usual today for the talk and train. So basically, quick recap. I'm going live here as I rehab my shoulder. I've been unable to train the way I wanted to train for the last 5 weeks. Just gave my shoulder 5 weeks ago, and I'm on the road to recovery. Still can't do push-ups. Back doing a bit of pressing. Can't do a pull-up yet. And I focus most of my training towards men 40 plus. I speak to men 40 plus about topics that men 40 plus go through and use training as the excuse to do so. I built a pretty strong community in Prime Strength and Movement. I'm moving online with the Weathered Warriors. And today I am going through another Royal Court workout, which I did yesterday, which the video's up now. And Royal Court workout is basically 3 exercises combined together. It could be anything: kettlebell, barbell, bodyweight, ring work. Today I'm doing patterning core work. And I'm going to do mobility for my main set list of exercises. What I'm going to talk about today, well, I'll go explain the Royal Court first. The Royal Court today, I'm repatterning the pull-up. And the reason I'm using the Gymnastics Feroza setup is one, because I love it. But two, it allows me to get into a position for this Royal Court where I can replicate the perfect pull-up position while standing and work the muscles for the path, the pattern of the pull-up, and squeeze and play with the positioning to find the best part of contraction. So that's the first 5 reps. The second rep, set of 5, I'm going to do front lever pull downs. This is usually done on a bench in the hollow position, but just for the ease of use, I'm just doing a standing, and then I'm holding for 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then I go into the mobility drill, and I'll repeat that process. 5 reps of that, 5-second hold, plus a new mobility drill. First mobility drill is about opening the lower back. So I've set 2 kettlebells up, and I'm setting a foam roller under my back, the lumbar region. I'm holding these kettlebells for a base support, and I'm dipping my back as low as I can, and then pushing up, keeping the legs straight. The thing about this training, this system I created called the Royal Court. Over the last 20 years, I've been coaching men. In the last decade, it's been mainly exclusively men 40 plus. As a man who's 48, I've got 2 hip replacements. I was an ex-professional MMA fighter, MMA coach, lived that hard life, that beat your body up and push your body to limitations has cost me my 2 hips and a whole load of injuries. So I understood that although the way Instagram teaches you how to train and promotes how to train, in actual fact, for guys my age, it isn't solving the problems that we encounter in everyday life. You may get some muscle, look good in a t-shirt for a short period of time that you can actually train, but it's not increasing our energy. It's not helping us move better, be pain-free, and it's not addressing the issues of long-term problems that guys like us suffer from. Weight loss, food addiction, mental or head space. And for me, the gym offers a sanctuary for men if it can be in a place, be in a position where guys appreciate it. Now this one here, I'm doing a supported bridge. I've been working towards being able to do a crabs bend bridge until my shoulder went. And this is how I train the guys. First of all, we do supported weight, because they're just the very position we're in here for most guys our age. This is not comfortable, and the nervous system does not like it. And there's no way we have the muscular strength to hold ourselves in this position. So the first step, the first stage of building it is becoming more comfortable in the range you're looking to move into. And for guys like us, we have to use support. So a Swiss ball, just allows us to control the level of curve and extension we get through our back, because we're all really good at flexing forward, but extending backwards is a real challenge for most of us. So this alone is a threat to the nervous system for many of us. So the more stable and the more secure I can feel, make the nervous system feel while in the position it's what I'm asking to get into, the more chance there is of the nervous system granting me permission to get into that move and be able to start acclimatizing to it and repatterning. Now, a big thing in my system here is connecting with the breath, which is very alien in the fitness industry. But the more we can control our breath and breathing patterns to a calm state while in stressful positions, the less strain and stress on the nervous system, the more chance there is of us pulling the position off and getting better to position, get better in that actual shape. So it's all about incrementally stepping towards the goal rather than jumping 2 feet in and going balls deep, and then next thing you're fucked. But not enough trainers understand this principle. Most trainers are focused on musculature and strength, and they're not actually understanding the deeper reasons behind why what's happening is happening. And once you get to that level of knowledge and understanding, accommodating things makes it so much easier. You can program and progress the exercises and the workouts so that you're always making steady inroads towards the goal. Yes, it will take longer. There's no shortcuts in this game. But you've got the rest of your lives. And the quality of the rest of your life is going to be measured in these moments here. Are you training yourself to beast yourself and to look good for Instagram and feel proud of the body, or are you actually sculpting a body that's going to serve you the rest of your life and make the last 40, 50, 60 years of your life filled with as much quality as possible? And that's the way I train the body. It's not as popular, so what I'm doing here is pumps. This is like my starting point for push-ups again. So I'm just moving the shoulders through a range of motion. And stretching the back in both directions. And a lot of my training is to do with intention. Why I intend, when we're doing the exercise, you're thinking about what you're doing, you're feeling into the movement, you're bringing your awareness to each rep so you can feel it. Now in the beginning that means concentration. I've been doing this long enough to be able to feel the movement as well as talk and be aware of when I'm not in the right position. But in the beginning, this takes a lot of concentration. And as you can see with the Royal Court, because I repeat the Royal Court every time, that means I get a ton of volume in this workout. So you start the load light, knowing that the overall tonnage you're going to do in the workout is going to equate to a lot. Get another kettlebell here. And that means that you're going to accumulate a lot of reps. And a lot of reps with heavy weight can lead to joint problems, overuse of the ligaments and tendons that aren't yet ready for that type of volume. So you start light, and as you progress week by week, you add more load, or you add more reps, then you add more load. You vary the parameters of the workout to allow you to slowly acclimatize to what you're asking of it. It's called Jefferson curl. I've got really shit hamstring flexibility, so I'm working on that, and back extension, or back flexion, sorry. So the Jefferson curl, while I'm passively stretching hamstrings, I'm just crunching my stomach to get myself down as deep as possible. I'm pulling myself into position. I'm not just letting the weight do the work for me. So it goes back to training with intention. You know, you can go to the gym all you want, and you can do all the exercise you want, but if you don't understand why you're doing it, or the most efficient method of doing it, then you're not going to get the most out of it, or it's going to take you longer to get to where you are. I can scratch my nose like this, but I can also scratch my nose like that. It's not more efficient. This one's the more efficient one. But if I continuously scratch my nose like this becomes the pattern, and it feels normal, it feels familiar, and this feels wrong. Same as doing a deadlift or a press. Just because you're lifting the weight from the floor up doesn't mean you're doing the most efficient way, or that there's not a better way. And this is the understanding to realize that paying for a coach, paying for a program where you're guided and you're taught how to do things correctly. The weights are down here. It's a route. It's a fast forward button, and you're going to get things right. You're going to learn how to do things properly, and long term, that's going to help your joints, help your energy levels, frustration levels. So I'm doing a pec stretch here. I can really feel this as well on the bicep or a toe of the shoulder. So what I'm doing is I'm letting the weight drop my arms. God, I hate boy racers. I'm just letting the weight pull my pecs open. A lot of us sit in that hunched type position on our phones, on the computer desk, behind a car, sitting in chairs. That shortens the pecs, which then pulls your shoulders forward, meaning that the back muscles don't activate the way they should, and there's imbalances. And this is why a lot of us get that back problem, because of the forward leaning. And if we can open the pecs up a bit through the passive weighted stretching, or I'm not even say passive, I'm actively pushing my hands towards the floor. So I'm actively squeezing my shoulder blades almost, if that makes sense, so that the chest muscles relax more. And I'm breathing into a position here. And my lower back, I can drop over the ball, or I can lift up and squeeze my glutes tight to activate contraction, you know, so I'm building like a core position. So you can stretch the lower back for a bit. You can lift up and hold that contraction with your abs and glutes. Ooh. I'm feeling that. But yeah, for me, if you know my background, and I was, like I said, I was involved in MMA for 20 odd years in the country, and the one thing I understand about MMA and the gym culture for men is it's more than just physical. We go there for the physical. We attend the gym because of the physical training. But men are simple creatures. We like to be in tribes. We like to be around friends. That's why we all like team sports. There's structure, there's an outcome, there's a goal. You've got a role, you've got, you know, your place in the pack. And the gym unconsciously offers that for so many men, because you've got the guys who are stronger than you that you look up to and try to work towards. You've got the guys who aren't as strong as you and you can help. And you've got that comradeship, which was like the dressing room experience that so many of us had as we were younger men. And that's where friendships are built and bonds are formed. And it's a place where men can just let things out and just take them out in the weights, take them out in the punch bags, talk to their mates. And I think that sort of understanding has been lost now because of the Instagram influence. And, you know, it's like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Judo, MMA, boxing, Muay Thai, hitting the bags, all these sort of sports and activities that allow men to get rid of the aggression that's built up because of the stresses of everyday life. It's crucial. And so many men are missing out on it because they fear the judgment. They've let themselves go so far in their own heads. They're having conversations with themselves that validate why they shouldn't, why they can't. You know, and it's holding so many back and creating so many problems. There's like a few types of guys. There's delayers, deciders, and doers. There's a few more in there, but delayers are those guys that talk about training, but always have a reason to not do it. And delay the reason why they do. And then there's deciders. They're going to decide in this gym, they're going to decide in that. Basically like a delayer, but they've got a justified reason for it. You know, they're about to commit to something, and they've got doers, guys who just do it. And guys who've got to get themselves in those doer position. Because when you get to that mindset, that's when you can start taking control of your life. And the cliche saying, it's not where you start, but it's where you end up, is so true. I wish guys could understand it more, because you were a beginner in everything you're good at one point. The difference is you just didn't stop. And just because you're overweight now, just because you don't lack belief in yourself or the strength you believe you should have, doesn't mean that you shouldn't start or that you can't get to there whenever you quit. It was the one thing, when I first founded Fight Academy Ireland, it was out in the back of the Falls Leisure Centre. And it was mostly young wee lads, teenagers. And then when we took the place on, when I asked Liam to come in with me, and we took the place on up in Poglass, more men our age started joining. And then that obviously led to people, other guys, talking to you. Especially when I was doing the door, guys would have spoke to me and they would have always said, listen, I'm going to join, but I'm going to get myself fit first. And I used to laugh at it because it was like a decider sort of energy. My mind's made up, I'm going to join you. But I'm also going to find a reason why not to join you now. So I'm going to tell myself I'm going to get fit before I do it, which soothed their ego, but also kept them ever from joining. They didn't need to, because they already decided they were going to, just not yet. When the stars aligned and the planets all came together in the perfect alignment, and you know the energies were all equal. I'm getting another boat here. That's when they were going to join. And that's an example of the way men are today joining gyms. Oh, sorry, I can't see it. My phone isn't facing me. That's what I see a lot of guys today. They don't want to go to the gym environment. So that's why I started the Weathered Warriors online. Because my goal is, it's very simple. For guys who can't get to the gym, don't want to train in the gym, but want proper training, programs that work, with tutorials that take you through it, and then a community of guys that you can share in a forum and you can get your techniques analysed, and I can do breakdowns of all the workouts and speak on the topics that the guys in the forum talk about. This is my goal, to build a community of men that are to do the work, not just physically, but also guys who are ready for mental and emotional work, who understand that the body isn't operating not just because of the physical attributes, because of the mental and emotional reasoning behind it. The shoulder rehab is getting difficult. Oh. every one of these reps, my attention is on the muscles on the back, and I'm feeling them contract, and I'm looking to recognize each one as they pull and squeeze and contract. Same as the abs here and the lats. So it's a quick one today, got clients coming in. So that's today's workout. As you can see, the Royal Core workout, it gives you lots of opportunity to build patterns, strength, muscle, mobility in a short period of time and not leave you exhausted, which is exactly what men my age and older need. So if you're interested in joining up in the online, give me a shout. I'll be launching next month.